The episode begins with Subaru seen running and climbing some ropes, clearly in the middle of intense training at a base. He attacks a target, which is completely destroyed, and lies down saying today's training was perfect. Beatrice arrives, with a cold towel, asking how training is going. Subaru wipes his face and says he feels relaxed. Beatrice says he should thank Petra for the towel. Subaru notes it's been over a year since he started training, but Beatrice still looks just as cute. She replies she'll always be cute. Subaru mentions he's gotten more muscular, but Beatrice laughs it off. Subaru insists he's trained for over a year in this secret base, which is shown to be full of training equipment. Beatrice jokes everyone knows about this base. Petra appears saying Emilia-sama has called them. An unknown guest has arrived. Subaru and Beatrice exchange glances, sensing trouble. Back at the mansion, Subaru sees Mimi, who jumps on him excitedly, claiming she's taller and more mature. Subaru protests her sudden leap. Mimi says Julius didn't come, which surprises Subaru. Inside, Ram scolds Subaru for being late and notices Beatrice, Mimi, and Petra with him. Ram mentions her thoughts likely differ from theirs. Mimi notices someone nearby just as the door opens, revealing Garfield, now more mature. Subaru greets him, and Emilia enters with a young man named Joshua, Julius's younger brother. Joshua brings a message from Anastasia inviting them to Pristella for a party and to see a mana crystal needed to bring Puck back. The next episode begins with Subaru once again restarting, feeling uneasy and behaving awkwardly, which others immediately notice. He recalls his previous death and realizes Liliana is repeating the same lines as before, confirming his return by death. Remembering the Archbishop of Wrath on the tower, Subaru decides not to take Beatrice with him, fearing Emilia could be targeted. He whispers to Beatrice to stay and protect Emilia, then excuses himself by saying he's going to buy snacks. Emilia asks him to stay safe, and Subaru promises to protect her, making her smile. Subaru rushes to the tower's base and finds Luzbel binding himself with chains, crying. Subaru pleads with him to stop, but Luzbel refuses, fearing for Tina's life. Feeling his pain, Subaru's eyes turn red, and both end up vomiting, sharing each other's emotions. Suddenly, Sirius appears and calls their bond a symbol of love before chaining and pushing Subaru, who bleeds heavily. Their shared pain becomes unbearable, and both collapse. Subaru restarts again, dazed, and Liliana greets him with another wink. Subaru unintentionally bumps into her, hurting her. Beatrice scolds him, and Subaru realizes he needs help. He contacts Ricardo, asking him to summon Reinhard. Meanwhile, Sirius mesmerizes the crowd using emotion-binding magic. Just then, Reinhard arrives, frees Subaru and Ricardo, and attacks Sirius. Despite her powers, Reinhard easily breaks her chains. Later, Sirius warns of a greater threat before being killed, causing all those under her control, including Subaru and Luzbel, to die again. Subaru restarts once more, determined to change everything. The next episode begins with Subaru shocked to see the Sin Archbishop of Greed, Regulus, who sarcastically says he arrived just in time to save his wife from burning. When Subaru yells at him, Regulus scolds him for not introducing himself. First, so Subaru apologizes and introduces himself. Regulus says respect will be returned if given. Sirius interrupts, furious, and attacks with flames, but the scene shifts to Otto picking sweets. At the city gate, a strange man is denied entry, but he attacks the guard, exploding his face, and introduces himself as the Sin Archbishop of Gluttony Lie. Back to Sirius, Regulus easily blows away her flames and warns her not to attack without permission. As Sirius and Regulus argue, Subaru tells Luzbel to escape and promises to save Tina. Sirius attacks Regulus, damaging the surroundings, but Regulus tries to retaliate until Beatrice and Subaru use magic to phase through his attacks. Subaru uses his invisible hand to strike, but struggles to control it. Regulus gets angry when Subaru claims Emilia is his wife, revealing he didn't even know her name. Suddenly, Sirius mistakes Subaru for Pateljuice, crying and saying Pateljuice gave her a name. Later, Regulus allows Subaru to live so someone from Emilia's side can attend the wedding, then attacks Subaru's leg. Beatrice tries to heal him, but their pain spreads to others under Sirius's control. The episode also shifts to Garfield, meeting a woman he suspects is his mother, revealing emotional backstory, and ends with a citywide threat announced by Lust's Archbishop, Louis Arneb. The next episode begins with Garfield and Mimi arriving at the government office, only to find the dead bodies of soldiers and members of the witch cult standing before them. Mimi warns that the enemies are too powerful, even for both of them together, but Garfield insists they fight since they won't be spared anyway. Mimi reminds him of their real mission, to rescue the children and their father. They try to distract the enemies and flee. The scene shifts to Reinhard's father holding a bayad sword to Felt's neck, questioning Reinhard's loyalty. Reinhard apologizes and leaves to save the others. Meanwhile, Subaru discusses the witch items the enemies are after, suspecting Lust, Louis Arneb, is behind it. Pristella holds several relics of witches, and one may be the target. Suddenly, Julius appears in a crystal transmission, and Mimi's brothers panic, revealing their divine protection connects their pain to Mimi's injury. Later, Garfield arrives carrying an injured Mimi, blaming himself. They learn her wound is from a death god's divine power, which can't be healed. Subaru, still injured, prepares for battle and leads the group to fight back. In the final scene, Subaru confronts Roy Alphard, the Sin Archbishop of Gluttony, and Emilia awakens in Regulus's custody, ending with him asking if she is a virgin. The next episode begins with Regulus asking Emilia his usual awkward question, leaving her shocked and confused about where she is. Seeing her fear, Regulus apologizes, claiming he's not like others and knows when to say sorry. Emilia appreciates his honesty, but Regulus again bluntly asks if she's a virgin. When Emilia says she doesn't understand the term, Regulus assumes she's innocent and confirms she will be his 79th wife, while another woman present is his 119th. He asks Emilia to change into the clothes he prepared and leaves. The other woman tells Emilia that once Regulus considers someone his wife, they have no choice but to accept. Meanwhile, Subaru, Crush, and Julius battle Gluttony, Roy Alphard. Subaru attacks in rage but is quickly overpowered. Julius reminds him their goal is to save the child. They break into a hidden room and rescue the child, but are shocked to discover people turned into giant flies. The child reveals herself as Louis Arneb, the Sin Archbishop of Lust, and severely injures both Subaru and Crush with her transformations and venom. Subaru is overwhelmed, and Louis mocks their emotions and ideals. Elsewhere, more chaos unfolds as Sirius attacks while water floods the city. Reinhard and Otto escape with Felt, while Garfield struggles. As the destruction spreads, Emilia watches, from a high place. Louis then makes an announcement demanding 3 things: the spirit, the dragon, and the silver-haired girl Regulus wants to marry. The episode ends on this chilling note of dread.